everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I am working on a shadow box here. I did one last year with one of the little banks from Dollar Tree and I absolutely love that. So I wanted to make another one and I was real happy to find this can. I don't know, a couple weeks ago when I was there. I don't know if it was I think it was last week or the week before. But I thought this was really pretty and there's really not much you would have to even do to this thing. But I want to make a nice little shadow box in here. So what you're going to need for this is one of these cans, obviously. Of course, you know, I want to make it light up. So we're going to be using a strand of these silver wire lights. These are the LEDs. I got these at Dollar Tree. You can get them anywhere. You can order them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. So if you can't find them at Dollar Tree, for some reason I can only find these in the spring, so I always stock up on them. And these have the silver wire to them. What did I do with it? Oh, it's over here. And they're very long. It's a very long wire, and it comes with your little battery pack, and has your little tiny LED lights on there. So we're going to be using those, and then I'm going to be using one of these dusting mop dusters here that you can get at Dollar Tree. They have these where they have the brooms and things, and this stuff is great. I used that last year actually in my other one too for a little fake snow. And I'm going to be using some paper, a piece of paper from a paper pad that I have. I'm actually going to use out of this pad that I got at Michael's last week. And this pad's really pretty. But I'm going to use this picture right here for the background of it. We're going to cut that out. And this paper pad is called Holiday Homestead, and it's the Recollections. It's one of the Best Buy paper pads, if anybody wants to look that up. But it's got a lot of really, really pretty papers in here. But I thought that would be perfect for the background on this. Last year I did the red truck. And then I'm going to be using a little bit of paint, because I don't want, the inside of this is gold, and it's really shiny, and I didn't want it to be shiny, so I'm going to just put some chalk paint in there to tone that down a little bit. And I'm going to set my lid aside here. So the very, very first thing you want to do with this is make a hole in it. So that's what we're going to do there. Also, I'm going to be using these little figures from Dollar Tree to put in there. I have all kinds of little things. I love this little bench. This year they painted it red. Last year it was just like gray or something. And the lamp post I love, and Santa, and this is cloth. Try to get as much in here as I can fit in here. You know, they're small. And then I'm going to use a pack of these trees. And actually the one tree I cut down so it was a little bit smaller to fit in here better. And I'm going to use some glitter to decorate the trees with, and I think it's going to look really cute when it's all done. But of course we have to make it light up. So the first thing you need to do is find something. You can use a screwdriver, you know, a real pointy one if you have it. I have this little awl that I use, and you just need to, I'm not going to do this on camera because it's a horrible noise, and just right in one of the corners here, I just took it, and then just take your hammer to it, and don't do it really, really hard. Just if you have to do it like 2 or 3 times to get it through so you don't dent your can, just kind of bang on that. Or if you have like a big nail or something you could use. Because this wire is really tiny. You don't need a big hole whatsoever to get these in there. They're really tiny. So you just got to make yourself a hole in this can. I should have took this off, but that's all right. I can take that off later. So after you do that, then we're going to paint the inside. I already have one here that I painted, so I gave it a chance to dry so I could show you guys. And it already has the hole in it. But I'll show you what I did as far as paint. Now, depending on what you're going to use for the background, that's kind of what you want to, you know, kind of match the sides. Like this picture here, everything has like a greenish background. So I decided to paint these 3 sides in that green color. And then down here on the bottom I did a little white, which really wasn't even necessary after I thought about it, because we're going to be putting in that pad on the bottom and you're not going to see it anyway. So you don't really have to do that. But what I did do was I took some white paint after I painted it all green, and then I made these little trees in here on the side. They're not the best looking little trees, but you're not really going to notice them in here. But I just felt like it needed something. I'm trying to see here on my camera. There we go. I'm not the best tree maker, but they'll be fine on the inside. And then the rest of it is all painted green. But all I did was I just made some little triangles of white paint, and I took a little bit of green to kind of match how these look on here. I just took a little bit of green and put in there just to kind of add a little something there. But like I said, it depends on what paper you're going to be using for this. So that is that. Now for the background, that was really easy to do. To cut out your paper to make sure it's going to fit perfectly in the back there, all you have to do is grab your image that you're going to use and take your lid and actually turn the lid upside down, so when you trace it around here, it's going to be the exact size that fits in the back there. So you just kind of need to figure out what you want where you want your picture. So I just did that with this thing here, and then I went around with a pencil and just traced that out on this bottom of this little lid here. And it made a perfect little template. Whoops, get out of here, you little thing. Perfect little template for this. So after you do that, then I have my paper. It comes out looking like that, and that fit in there. I don't want to get it in there because I'll be able to get it out right now. That fit in there just nice, and then of course you're going to have to go back through and poke your hole through it once you get it glued in. Now for this project, just like I did with the other one, I used a lot of the glue dots. Now you can get these at Dollar Tree. They usually always have these glue dots, and these are just so much easier to do this with. So to put my picture in, I'm just going to take some of these glue dots off of here and just stick them down in here to hold my image in. You stick them in and then you peel the back off. I'll show you here. I can't kind of do this and show you at the same time. I don't want to put it over my hole there. Whoops. No, that's fine. You can stay there. But you just stick them in here and then you just peel off the back of the glue dot. And there you go. You have your glue in there. This seems to hold better than hot glue because hot glue cools so fast on this tin that a lot of times it's cool before you even get a chance to stick your image in there. Alright. Let me get a couple more of these in here. Can't get a hold of it. There we go. Alright, let me put a couple more of these dots in. Alright. But this is the easiest way by far, as far as I'm concerned. Put one up on the top. One over here in this corner. And I need another one down there. It's really easy. Great invention, the glue dot. Stick another one down here, and then I think I want another one in the middle too, just to make sure it holds flat. We're also going to use these glue dots to attach the lights inside, and they work really well. I used them last year and I wasn't sure if they were going to hold up good, but I took it out the other day and it's still holding strong. So that worked out great. You know, if you want to try to glue them in some other way, I don't know what other way to do it. I really don't want to glue on the wire, so this just worked out really good with the glue dots. Alright, let me get the rest of my paper off of here. And I probably don't even need this many glue dots. I want to make sure it stays in good. Alright, so now this is going to be my bottom here where my little hole is in the back. That's it. That's all the bigger you need to make that. So I'm just going to put my paper down in here and hopefully get it in the right spot. Before it sticks to the glue dot. And it's sticking. Get off of there. There we go. Pretty good right there. So there we go. We have our background. And now I just need to go through there. I'm going to hold this paper in the front. Just make sure you're not poking your finger. Let me do my little awl here. And just poke through that paper so you know where the hole's going to be. There we go. And then we have our little hole in there for the lights to come through. Alright, so now the next thing you need to do really is just put the lights in and get that done. And that's real simple too. Just going to get my glue dots ready. The only thing I did different on these is I didn't peel off the top piece because then you'll end up with a piece of sticky stuff in there. So you kind of want to cut these a little bit smaller so you don't have all that plastic inside. But you can do that after you peel it apart. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get our lights through here. Pull those all the way through until you get to that end piece there. I'm just going to leave that be for now. Alright. So I kind of want these to go right in that ridge here. You'll see in your can it has a ridge that goes all the way around. So we're going to put these lights, I'm not going to put lights on the bottom because that'll get covered up by the snow. So we're just going to put them up and around and then back over again if, you know, there's a lot of room left. So let's see. Just need to give it a good bend here. Like that. And we're just going to stick a glue dot on there. But I didn't cut the paper off. Scissors. Here we go. Because it has a lot of plastic around it. So you want to cut most of that off. Because we're not going to peel it off. Because then you'll have just a big sticky hunk of glue in there. That's it. Just cut that off most of the way. And you don't want to put it over any of your lights. You want to get it right in between. And I think that'll be good right there. Just like that. And you're not going to see this because your lid's going to go on and you're not going to see that there. Alright, so I won't do all of this on camera because it's going to take me a little bit, but I just want to give you guys the idea of what I'm doing here. Just cut these around again. You might even be able to cut these in half if you wanted to. And just stick it down right. I usually do it like right before where the little light bulb is. Going to hold that right in there like that, and you won't see those, they're clear, and it's all going to be hidden when we put our lid back on it. So I'm just going to do one more here, and I'm just going to go around to the bottom again, and then I'm just going to bend it up and just bring the lights back around until you run out of lights. It's very easy to do. It just takes a little time to get them all in here, just so, but... And then if you see that it's hanging down a little bit someplace, you can just go in with a glue dot and straighten it up. But that's pretty much how the wire is going to go around. So I'm just going to bring this all the way up here, and I'm going to bend it and bring it around back again, and then back up until it's all in this three sides. So let me finish gluing these in, and then we'll come back and start putting this baby together. Okay, got the lights all in here. It actually went up and around here, and then I folded it down here, a little loop, and then went back up here, and then it came back up and ended up right about there. So this side there's like 3 strands on it, and you only see like 2 over here. But they tucked in real nice in that little, whoops, I bent that light down, in that little groove. So that worked out good. And I used a bunch of glue dots to hold it down. But like I said, you really can't see them at all. And once we get the lid on, you're not going to see them. So now for the battery pack. So you want to make sure you have your screw side out, because in case you need to change the batteries, you don't want that glued to anything. But if you're not going to glue it down, I'm going to be using these Velcro dots that I got at Dollar Tree. I got to see if I can find more of these. I don't think I have any more. But you just put them on your battery pack. And I'm probably going to put 3 on here just to be on the safe side. Because, you know, they are a little bit heavy with the batteries in it. So I'm going to put 3 there, and then take your other side of the Velcro and stick it down on there, if you can. That's the easiest way to make sure that you have everything lined up right. Get on there. you just put it on the back here wherever you want it. And then you can put it here. We could have it standing up this way. I think I'm going to have it laying down here in the back though. So I'm just going to put this right down here on the bottom. And then your wire will be back there. And then just give it a good push. And there you go. There's your battery pack. Now if you need to take it off to change the batteries, which you really don't even have to. I mean, like I said, if you want to glue them on, but it'll pop off, and then you can just pop it back on the Velcro. I may have to... Oh, I put that one on backwards. You guys. Let's try that the right way. Maybe it'll work better. Did you guys see that? Nobody told me. There we go. I bet it'll stick better if I have the sticky side out. Alright, there. Now, you can pop it off, put it back on. And that will be in the back, no one will ever see. Okay, so now we're going to put in our snow. And I just took a piece of this dry mop pad here, and I measured it 5.5 inches long, and I just didn't measure this stuff. I just measured it from here where it's sewn together, and just make a mark. Doesn't have to be perfect, so I just did like 5.5 inches. Measured in a couple different spots, and then this way you're going to go 2.25 inches, and that seemed to fit just perfect. And then you would just take your scissors and just cut that piece out, and then you end up with a little piece like this. So I'm not going to cut that one up right now. And then I like to put the nice fuzzy side, you know, that you didn't cut. We'll use that in the front, and then the cut side will go in the back. And I also have the little plastic loopy thing there that held it to the packaging. Get that out of there. Alright, so now we're just going to hot glue that right down on here. Don't glue it onto your wire. But, yeah, this I think is pretty much the only thing you gotta watch for is your wire. So I'm just going to put a few big globs of hot glue in here, because this is going to cool quick on the tin. Alright, there we go. So we're just going to get this in here, hopefully the right way, and then just push that back on in there. And you want to make sure you get all this on the inside before you close it. But there, that is going to be our snow. So now this is the fun part, you just get to put everything in here. So I'm going to put the trees. Now for the trees, what I did, I'll show you what I did. I wanted some decorations on the tree. So I went ahead and did these early because this glitter glue literally takes days to dry. So I'm just going to try to do this real carefully without touching it, because I'm pretty sure, yep, it's still nice and wet, and it's been hours. Somebody told me it takes a long time. And here's the little tree that I cut in half. I just pull it, you just pull it out of the stand, cut it to the size you want, or you don't have to cut them at all if you want two big ones in there, but I wanted a big one and a smaller one. And then I just took this glitter glue, and I thought, let's put some decorations on the tree, why not? And just on each of the little branches, you just put like a little, whoops, not that big, but just a little dot of the, I can't do this when I don't have it up close, thank God this is going to be the back. Anyway, let's try to do this right. It just makes little balls of glue. I mean, Christmas balls, that's what I'm trying to say, but it does make balls of glue. That's exactly what it does. And then I just did the same thing with the green, and then I have, this is the green. This one's in the Crafter's Square section. I was so excited to find these. I don't know why they take so long to dry, but I have the red, I had the green, and I had this like clear, crystal-y looking one. And they're really pretty. But that's what they, you know, I figured I need just a little bit. I only put a tiny bit on that one because you're not going to see this tree too much. Alright, so for this guy's going to go put him over in this corner here. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of glue on the bottom of this base and try not to touch those glitter dots. So let's see if we can get him right in the corner there. There we go. There's our tree. And I might actually put a little bit of glue on the side here to keep him in place. I don't want it after. Well, you're not going to glue these shut. You can, but I just don't want this falling over where I'd have to fix it. So there, I'll put a little glue on the side. Whoops. Get back in the glue. Make sure it looks straight. There we go. I think that looks good. And now this little guy I'm going to put in the other corner. And I got my hands in the glitter glue again. Alright, let's get him right here. In that corner. Yeah. That's where my little trees are going to be. I want Santa and, oh, I got glitter on my snow. Alright. I said you gotta be careful not to touch that. You know what? I can cut that right off. There we go. Alright, I'll worry about it when I'm done, because I may do it again. Alright, I think that's going to hold that in place good. Alright. This one too I'm going to have to do. I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this guy here. So it stands up straight. And there we go. Got the trees in there. Sorry, I gotta turn it so I can look. Okay, so now I'm gonna put Santa's going to go like right here in the snow, and Mrs. Claus is going to go right here. And then we're going to put our bench. I just want to make sure everything fits. I want this little bench here in front of the tree. And then our little lamp post is going to go right next to the little tree. I was so happy that they brought these back. I didn't see these at first this year. I know I bought a bunch of them last year on clearance and stuff after Christmas, and I was real happy to see that they brought these little lamp posts back. I put a little dot on the back of him too and glue them right to the paper. There we go. To hold that straight. That looks straight. Alright, so now we're going to glue down Santa. I want to make sure that's where I want them. You can't fit a ton of things in here, but you sure can squeeze in quite a lot. Alright, oops, I need some glue. I need to stop touching that tree with those glue dots on it because I'm getting it all over the place. Alright. Alright, we're just going to glue Santa down in here on a little bit of an angle, like so. And then we'll put Mrs. Claus, trying to give Santa some cookies for the ride. Put her right next to Santa here. There we go. And that is all I'm going to put inside of here. Oh, I can't wait to light this baby up. This tree still looks a little crooked. And I think that's good. I was going to do the snowman too, but it kind of got lost in the background. I don't know. I have a bunch of them somewhere. No clue what I just did with them. Okay, there. I have some of these snowmen and stuff. I have these huge, and the little snowman that came in this kit, I'm afraid you're not even going to see him back there. No, he's just going to block the house, so we're not going to put a snowman in this one. I'm going to make a couple more of these, so maybe I'll put a snowman in the next one. This one we're just going to do Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and I didn't glue that down. Alright. Jeez. Alright, so I'm going to let these guys sit here for a second, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to do a little something to the lid, which you don't necessarily have to do if you don't want to. So let me let all that glue cool for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright, for now on the lid, what I want to do is I want to put a little piece of jute string. You can use whatever. They have jute string at the Dollar Tree. This is a little bit wider. I got this at Walmart, I don't know, quite a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what it cost, but it's lasting forever. And I'm going to put a little bit of jute string around there, and then I want to put on a couple of these little pines on the top. Now these are actually from one of the little Christmas trees you get at Dollar Tree. I'm always like to just cut these off and use them in different projects. So I just cut one off, or two off actually, and I folded them in half. And I put just a little bit of white paint on them, just to kind of give them a little snowy look. So I'm going to put that on there, and I want to put one of these berries on there. This one was trying to get away before. I'm going to put that right in the center, just to make it look, you know, less like a just Dollar Tree tin. You know, not that it's not cute the way it is. So I am just going to try to, there's like a little ridge here you'll feel, and I'm going to try to get this in this ridge. And you don't want to put too much glue on at a time. Like I said, it cools off so quickly. But I just thought this would just add a little something to it, give it more of a little country look or a rustic look, whatever. Whoops. Well, at least this will peel off here pretty quick if I do mess up. There we go. Let me get that off there before it really gets stuck in there. It's another real cloudy day, so it's really hard for me to see. I have, you know, two big windows in here. When it's a nice sunny day, there's just so much great light. Today, not so much. I'm trying to go too quickly here, and it's cooling too fast. Alright, let's slow down here and do a section at a time like I told you guys to do. This just gives it a little added something. Let's get around this corner here, and then we'll worry about the rest. Get this stuff out of my way. Alright. That's about it. About 3 inches worth of glue at a time to be on the safe side. And I just stuck my finger. I should be using my finger protectors, but you know what? I think my fingers are pretty dead after hot gluing them so much. I'm just so used to doing it this way that I don't even think of it until I burn my finger. Glue all stuck to me. Alright, let's get going here. We're almost done. See if I can complete this without burning myself. That'll be great. Get it around this corner. And then let me cut this off. That should fit there just good. I'll get that glue off of there when it cools. I'll put a little glue on the end of this thing so it doesn't untwist on me here. There we go. Get that little piece of glue off of here. Alright, now. That's good. That came out pretty good. Let's clean this off, get all my glue webs off of here before we light this baby up. So now these I'm going to put on the top. Hopefully it's going to fit. I don't want it to hang down much on the bottom, but it can stick up on the top a little bit. That's fine. Glue that one there. And you don't glue your ends down, so you can kind of bend them up a little bit. And then this one's going to go over here. Like so. I think that looks even. Almost. Let's move that over a little bit. Just like that. That's your folded pines. And then, you can lift these up a little bit and straighten them out. And then we're just going to put that one big old berry right in the middle here. And there we go. And that is our lid here. So that can come down just a little bit. Don't want it to cover up too much. I just thought it added a little something to the lid so it just doesn't look like a cookie tin with something inside of it. You know what I mean? Alright, what is this? Alright, let me trim off some of these little ends. I'm going to put this on here real quick. I gotta clean this off first. Make sure you got everything off of here. I'm gonna have to clean that. And then we're gonna light it up. But I'll put this together real quick and then I will get all my webs that I see in there. But that is what it'll look like, when it's just sitting around during the daytime when you don't have your lights on. It'll just be cute like that. Alright, so let me clean this up and then we are gonna light this up and see how it looks. Alright everyone, there it is, all finished. After I looked at this standing up, I did not like that big red berry on it, so I took it off and I just put on, from one of these little, like, berry bushes things that they have at Dollar Tree. I just cut a few of those off and put on there. That just did not look right at all. I didn't like it. I like that much better. So this is what it will look like in the daytime, not lit up. And then we're going to shut the lights off here. Hang on. And see how this looks. Oops, wrong way. Lit up. Let me find my switch. Alright, are we ready? Ta-da! Oh, I think that's so cute. Look at that! I love it. So yeah, I think that came out really good. I wish I could fit more stuff in there, but with that picture in the background, it just makes everything just kind of pop in there. And I think that's really nice. So that was it. That is my project for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all next time. Have a great day, everyone.